Oh, I forgot I don't have to pause. Hey everybody, it's Riley.
And this is Todd, and welcome to this week's episode of Barber Cuts, where we are talking about John Lennon's album Imagine from 1971. So, pretty right on the heels of a Beatles album. So, this is either interesting or not.
You can decide.
So, we'll jump right into it. Least favorite songs, Riley?
Um, my least favorite songs were Jealous Guy and surprise, surprise, Oh Yoko.
Yeah. Oh, Yoko
Talk
made
about
my
it.
Oh Yoko
Oh,
Yoko made my list as well.
talk about a song that gets bored into your head and is so annoying. If you think Maxwell Silver Hammer was bad,
Yeah. No,
this is bad.
I think I'd rather have the Silver Hammer than Oh Yoko.
Yeah. Yeah, this it's bad. Um, and then Jealous Guy, it just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
As with most John Lennon things. Um, it just felt like having a dream and being a jealous guy. But I will also say I don't necessarily love the lyrics of like, I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
I'm just jealous. Like, no, that's not how this works, my man.
True.
But I mean nothing compares to Oh Yoko.
Yeah. I,
Nothing.
I I wrote in my notes, that's like, I get that this is a love song to his wife, but I'd be mad if this was my love song and like you just came off the Beatles. I know what you're capable of, my man. Don't give me Oh Yoko.
Hey,
Like, come on.
I will say, the little that I know about Yoko Ono, she loved it.
I was about to say this, given like, not this is a judgment-free zone, unless we're passing judgment. And
I'm passing
it
judgment.
sounds like this is a song that Yoko would have loved right up her alley. But you know, so my other one was I Don't Want to Be a Soldier Mama. And it felt like it's the longest song on the album, 6 minutes. It felt like it was 6 minutes of the same melody, the same tune, the same lyrics. Like I went and looked just to make sure. There are some different lyrics, but not much. And it is funny though. And I'll throw this caveat in there because I do recognize a little bit of hypocrisy here, if you will, that
By you or
the
by Lennon?
by me,
Oh, okay.
um, because I listed it as a not so favorite song. The music makes a difference because lyrically on Go Back to Abbey Road, and I Want You, She's So Heavy. I mean, lyrically, there were maybe 20 words in that entire song, but yet
Yeah.
the music was so good. And here it's again repetitive on the lyric side, but man, the music just wasn't as good. So it made it as one of my least favorites. So favorites.
Oh, this one was a little bit harder. I'm kidding. Kind of. So one of my favorites was, oh gosh, one of my favorites was Give Me Some Truth.
Okay.
Um, I, I liked how it sounded more than some of the other ones.
Yeah.
I liked how he kind of does his like, he did it sometimes in some of the Beatles songs that I've listened to, and I like it where he kind of like does the like, I don't know how to word it. Like the uptight, short-sighted, narrow-minded, blah, blah, blah. He does
Yeah.
like that kind of very like
Yeah.
repetitive thing. And he does it. I remember hearing him in the Beatles. I like it. I like that sound.
Yeah.
And I liked it in this song. Um, I think this one, he also does a similar Beatles trope with just kind of saying things
Yeah,
that sound fun at some parts. He also has a point to it though.
yeah,
And I think this one to me or for me is the better commentary when compared to Imagine. Because Imagine is the big commentary song on this album.
true.
It's like, oh, imagine a perfect world with communism. But this song is
You
another commentary talking about all the things
you
he
broke
doesn't
out
want.
there. You
Oh.
said, "Imagine a perfect world." Silence. Communism,
Oh,
which
that
is
is what I said.
oh, okay. I was wondering.
No,
Just
there's the whole
I
thing
didn't
that
know
that
if it was a dramatic pause or if you were saying something and didn't intend for your next word after that to be communism.
no, no, I was doing a dramatic pause because
Thank you.
that's
Just wanted to
that's
make sure.
yeah, that's really what the song is referencing as what would create the perfect world.
Yeah.
I
Just
think this one
remember,
is a little
sarcasm over audio is very difficult to achieve. Seeing it on screen, people can realize, but
um I think this one was a better commentary of like what things are going on without it being boring or communist.
yeah,
But my favorite one was How Do You Sleep?
yeah,
Um this one you get a little bit more rock. It mentions Sergeant Pepper, which is really fun.
true.
Um and I just I think it plays better. I think he does a better job at being kind of angry than he does being in love.
Yeah,
Or being like introspective or like imagine. Like I think he does a lot better job at the like angrier songs or he can be a little bit rougher.
yeah,
I liked those songs a lot better than I did the ones where he was kind of like just
yeah.
da. So,
So do you know what the song's about?
no.
So it hit me on like in that first line, and I'm glad you brought it up because I would have just be because it's awesome. This is a diss track. Like he was railing on McCartney.
That's funny.
So two lyrics. So I think it's in the first verse. Um, those freaks was right when they said you was dead. So this goes like he's calling out that Paul is dead conspiracy theory, and he's saying they're right. Like you're toast, man. You're no good. And I'm like, that's harsh, funny, and uses a conspiracy theory to throw shade at McCartney. And then the other one was the only thing you done was yesterday, the song. And since you've
It's true.
gone, again, playing into the Paul is dead, you're just another day. I'm like, ooh, that's pretty tough. And the guitar solo in it is really good. And the guitar solo is by George Harrison, another Beatle, which I find funny that
They
he
were both
played.
just railing on Paul McCartney.
I mean, he just played a guitar solo, so I don't know if he was in on it, but that was funny that he even like he had to know what the song was about. And supposedly this was an answer to what um Lennon thought McCartney threw some shade his way in the album Ram. And so they were going back and forth. So this was really his retaliation diss song, you know. So
A pretty face may last a year or two, but pretty
yeah,
soon they'll see what you can do. I
yeah.
will say it is funny. Now
So
this is funny
so
because
so like all you youngsters with is it Drake and Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick Lamar.
Like,
There's a
yeah,
right answer to
man.
whose side you should be on.
Like go back. Like, are you Paul McCartney or John Lennon?
Yeah, the real one. Um,
Which
This is even
I'm gonna
funnier
go ahead and
now.
throw this out there. Neither one of them is good. Neither one of them are as good. This may be controversial to some people. Neither one of them are as good solo as they were with the Beatles.
Yeah, no.
They never should have broke up, but I
Okay,
get
well
it. Sorry.
it's not surprising that I liked the guitar in this then because
Yeah,
it was George Harrison, not John Lennon.
yeah,
Makes a little bit more sense. I will say though, also now it's funny that he references "Jump when your mama tell you to do anything" or "tell you anything."
yeah.
Was that him referencing that McCartney just did what his mom told him to do?
Oh, I got it.
Or
Some of the lyrics I don't know. I just
because
picked up
if
on
that's
some of them.
the case, Lennon, you may want to think twice before judging someone for that.
Yeah,
Because let me tell you,
yeah.
when they think about someone being manipulated by a woman, McCartney's not the one they think of.
No. It's like go look 2 songs later. Oh, Yoko.
Oh
Um,
gosh, I that's have you ever seen the clip of Lennon, Yoko Ono, and Chuck Berry trying to sing, and they turned off Yoko Ono's mic?
no, but I can.
She's wailing in it, and Chuck Berry like makes like a face and is like
Yeah,
freaked out,
yeah,
and they turn off her mic, and so just very quietly you can hear her still like screeching. It's like
yeah.
whoops,
It's
lots of
yeah.
drugs must have been involved in this decision.
She's a character. There was a today I watched Insta Karma. You know that John Lennon song. Um, and they were had a YouTube video, and he's singing. They got the band, and she's in the video like as a band member, like she's sitting with a microphone in front of like her chest area, but like so not up where her mouth is, like down here where her hands are. And for the entire song, she's knitting, like at the microphone, she's knitting, and I'm like, that's a little strange. I mean, it makes me laugh. So I don't.
It's so funny.
But anyway, probably all kinds of things we could find.
But it makes me
Um,
laugh.
so my two favorites. So one of mine is Imagine. And I almost like I because it is the song of the album. Like I tried really hard to say, let's find a different song. But and so in saying all this, I don't necessarily agree with all the lyrics, because it's essentially an anti-everything song except for peace. And so anytime there's this peace need, it's the song. It's it becomes this universal cry for peace, and seems to be played anytime that message is needed. But I may repeat when we get into why do you listen to this album. The rest of the album, to me, is, especially lyrically, from what I picked up, is him trying to reconcile what he wants and Imagine, but he's reconciling that with reality that it can't happen, and in some cases, his own reality. Um, Hence the diss track. Like you can't have peace if you're doing retribution. Like
Yeah.
those two don't jive. Um, but lyrics aside from his own what I'll call personal utopian dream, it's a nice tune. You mentioned not too long ago, maybe it was Hotel California, with a song that people like to play as they learn guitar. Imagine is one that people like to learn when they learn
That was
piano.
that was the
Um,
Beatles. It was Here
oh,
Comes the
oh,
Sun.
Here Comes the Sun. That's right. It was. So Imagine is one that people love to learn when they play the piano, because it is a nice piano tune. And just Imagine itself, like it is a good song.
Yeah.
Peaked at number three, on the charts when it released, the best selling single of his solo career, um, and been named, all these great songs. It's in the Grammy Hall of Fame, Library of Congress. You know, more than 200 artists have performed or covered the song. Madonna, Stevie Wonder, Joan Baez, Lady Gaga, David Bowie, Elton John, Diana Ross. The only thing with this song that you have to kind of throw out because it jades it is the COVID version. You know,
Oh, what a time of life that was.
but
Gal Gadot, what a woman you
yeah,
are.
but
I
I think that is a fair statement to say about a lot of things in life. Like you have to throw out the COVID times.
I just want to know what they thought they were doing.
Yeah. Like as a soccer fan, there's a United fan, there's a certain team that did really well in the COVID years that we just throw that out because it helps us. But so Imagine was one of my songs. The other one, I agree with you, was Give Me Some Truth. It's got a driving beat that I like. I like the strained singing of Lennon, and you can see that in perfection. Like the guitar solo there again. That's another George Harrison special slide guitar on Give Me Some Truth. And it's a protest song, so political song against all the politicians of the time, against the Vietnam War, calls out Richard Nixon by his nickname. And many of the critics call it either his best political solo song or one of his best. And one of the things that I find ironic about it, though, is it's McCartney that's actually credited for the line "money for rope, money for dope," um, but he actually wasn't credited with it on the album. Um, it was some video documentary of like previous where he was fiddling with that line, and then it's found in some of Lennon's notes about this album where he talked about McCartney wrote it. Like, so I was like,
You can't
that's
you
kind of
can't diss a
funny.
man 2 songs after using his lyric.
I know. And then
You
also
can't call him nothing and then use his
I
lyrics.
know that's so like there's some things that Lennon's working through here.
He's
But
so silly.
also for us, just to bring it back to again, episode 3 of Primal Scream, um, Primal Scream covered Give Me Some Truth as a B-side release to one of their singles in 2006. But the version they covered was from a Generation X cover. Generation X was a punk band from the 70s. So if you want to hear Give Me Some Truth as a punk song, go listen to either Generation X or find the Primal Scream version online, and you'll be able to see it. And then another fun trivia bit of things that you may never need to know. Generation X, punk band from the 70s, was the first lead singing appearance of Billy Idol.
Hmm.
So Billy Idol is well known for his rock of the 80s, White Wedding, things like that. He
Billy
started,
Idol.
yeah,
Billy Idol was the one, Rebel Yell.
yeah.
He was the one that me and my boyfriend were watching music videos,
Oh, is this the one
and
that you didn't know who he was?
he played it, and he's like, "This is like the song of my childhood. I loved this song." And I was like, "I had no idea who this song is," and he was like, "This is criminal. This is criminal." And I had no idea who he was because we're not big '80s
No,
people,
we are not.
and so. So I had no idea, and I had to learn who Billy Idol was very quickly.
Yes. So two things. One, the teaser, my song of the week is from the 80s. Huh, go figure.
Oh,
And
there you go.
two, now you can go tell him before this comes out that you know where Billy Idol's first lead singing gig was, and I bet he would not know that it was Generation X. So
Yeah, his family's coming in town this weekend, so I can maybe impress them with the trivia that I know now.
there you go. You may want to go learn a couple other songs because, your your trivia depth is not going to be that deep on Billy Idol. So,
I got one.
all right.
Ta-da.
Let's move on to why would or why should people go and listen to Imagine, the album?
Well, I mean, for one, it is John Lennon. He was part of the Beatles. Like that's still like there's still some credit to his
Right.
name.
And this was soon
And
after the Beatles.
this one went bigger. He went bigger than most Beatles did, like solo. Um, and so that also deserves some credit. Even as someone like, I'll be frank with everyone here. I don't like Lennon. I don't know if that surprises anyone. I I just don't really like him. Um, and so therefore I do criticize his music a little harsher because of that. And I also don't really like this style of music, as I've tried to say. But Imagine is like you've said, it's used in everything as like a song for peace. And it does cry for peace. Um, it's a political commentary. It has a lot of depth in its own things. Like it's not a surface level album. Um, that said, I just don't really like it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
I'm really trying. I'm really trying.
no, I know.
I'm really trying.
Why, why you go listen to it would be, like you mentioned, I mean, it's his second studio album, after the breakup of the Beatles. There's still a big Beatles vibe to it. I mean, he
Yeah.
wrote a lot of the music, and even if it was then back and forth with the others as they go through the ideation, musical process to get to a song, he was still heavily influenced in all those. So it still sounds a lot like Beatles music. This album reached number one on both the UK and the US charts. And Obviously, we talked about it, widely heralded for the title song. And odds are you've heard that song somewhere. You may not have liked the version that you heard, um, COVID version, but you may have, or you may like the one that you had, and so what I would say is go listen to the original. So go listen to this Imagine song by John Lennon on this album. Pick your side on the lyrics. The one that causes the most controversy really is where he talks about no religion, um, no heaven, no hell, and so pick the side that you fall on the lyrics. Okay, I'm not gonna dive deep on that. Um, and then from my point of view, because I'm not the lyrics person, just listen to the music of the song. Like it's a really good song with the piano and then adding to it, so it sounds good. Lyrically, the rest of the album, and you touched on this, it covers a wide range of topics. Peace from Imagine, love, we talked about it, politics, protest. Lennon was going through something called primal scream therapy during that time, and there's a couple songs about his um, interactions with that. And we already talked about the diss track with Paul McCartney. And so lyrically, there's a lot that he covers. Musically, there's also a bit of a range, as well as you get some of the songs that sound like the Beatles, and then others have what I'll call in quotes here because you just know it, that Lennon sound. Um,
Yeah.
and so again, like you may not like that John Lennon sound versus the Beatles sound. But that is on there. It's got some rock. It's got some silliness in some of the tunes. And yet, then you also have what I think, again, I'll put it in quotes because I couldn't do it, the simplicity of Imagine. Um, but yet the album does get more complex musically. And again, we both said, oh, Yoko was not our favorites. So really all we're asking you to do is listen to 9 songs. Oh, Yoko is the last song. You want to skip that one? Okay, great. I'm not gonna
Um, in
I'm
fact,
not gonna
you'll
chastise
not
you for
you
that one.
want to skip that one. In fact, you'll want to skip that one.
Yeah. So
Um, I will also say I think like there is a novelty to if you like the Beatles, like you said, this is similar enough to where this is more Beatles for you.
yeah,
Like you get that a little bit and you get
yeah,
that fix. And
right.
that's great if you like that and you love that. I'm not
Right.
hating on that. I think that's great that you
And
have this
right.
opportunity.
And you'll also know to that point and continue when I get done, you'll also know the ones as soon as you really start listening that have that heavy Yoko influence that do take them away from the Beatles. And so you'll know, okay, I can move on past that one because that there is a
Yeah.
difference like John Lennon of the Beatles, John Lennon by himself and John Lennon with the Yoko, all those musics um, are different.
Yeah. Um, oh gosh. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is I think Imagine is one of those songs that has been drastically overplayed and misused for a lot of people, in my
Yeah, I
opinion.
agree.
And so I will say if that is what you're basing this album on, that's that is a good enough reason to go listen to this album, is to like hear it for its own, hear it for what he like purely as what he intended, whether you agree it or not,
Right.
purely as his song and not a different political message or peace message or whatever. Hear it for what it is, and then listen to a few more because you might find one that you like better. um, just because
Yeah.
just because the song is so used for so many different things. Like I said, I joked about the COVID one. I had heard it before then. COVID one kind of messed with it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's still a good song,
Right.
despite its message,
Right.
despite the
Right.
weirdness of Lennon
Right.
and it's weird.
Right.
It's worth a listen, purely in its like in a vacuum chamber.
Right.
Just ignore everything else and
Yeah.
listen to some of his songs.
I
It's worth
agree.
it, I
Yeah.
think.
And he's got some other good solo songs. So I mean it's not
Beautiful, beautiful boy.
okay.
Go, you,
Merry Xmas or whatever it is. Instant
okay, that's
Karma is
the
a good song.
okay.
So we're about to start Christmas season. So
Merry Xmas is the reason I
or
probably don't like Lennon.
happy Xmas, whatever it is.
I don't like
Um,
that song. Beautiful boy. The beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Do you know the story behind that?
no.
He had like another kid and he wrote that for his new like an estranged child. Like he had a kid who he like
Yeah.
never knew or anything
Yeah.
or abandoned or something. And he had a new kid and he wrote that song for his new kid. And someone was like, imagine being a teenager and hearing the love song, the sweetest love song that has ever been written for a little boy child,
Yeah.
and it being your father who abandoned you.
Wow.
However, it was
Yeah.
used in a movie called Beautiful Boy, and
Oh,
Steve
the
Carell sang
Steve
it,
Carell. Yeah.
and it made me cry.
Oh.
And I don't cry during movies.
Yeah.
But can you genuinely, I thought about that. Can you imagine being that kid? Like it's regarded as one of the sweetest love songs for like a kid.
Hmm.
He just
Yeah,
abandoned you.
I'll have to go look it up. I know there was one that he wrote for his son, I think it was Julian Lennon that um because this was, yeah, I guess it would have had to be because he was still with the Beatles, and but he never sung it. He like there's a demo supposedly of him singing it, but he gave it to Ringo to sing because the entire band, and even he said it, it's not his style. So he just couldn't sing it
Huh.
because it just didn't fit. Like, I'm like, okay, that's a but anyway.
Anyway,
Any
so
other reasons of why people should listen to this album?
I don't think so.
All right,
Unless you
then
got anything. Oh,
no, I do not. I went on mute so I could cough.
oh.
Then in that case, best beat and bar, so best lyric.
Um, my favorite lyric is probably from Give Me Some Truth. Um, like I said, some of the lyrics are just kind of like repetitive words that work. But they make me chuckle a little bit. Just some of them are kind of funny. I think some of them are also require some introspectiveness from our friend.
Hmm.
Um, but I like the tight-lipped, condescending mama's little chauvinists. That's just a funny
Yeah,
lyric, and that's just politics too.
yeah, yeah.
But I think that's really funny. The one that does think me, I think it's funny is I've had enough of watching scenes of schizophrenic, egocentric, paranoid prima donnas, and it's like, again, respectfully, lovingly, look who you're married to. Sorry,
Yeah,
this is some Yoko Ono hate. I'm sorry,
yeah,
guys. I apologize to any Yoko Ono fans that may be there, but come on, my man.
yeah, yeah.
She a
And
prima donna.
yeah, and much and he also caught flack from Imagine, a lot like this was some of the flack that the COVID version caught with the celebrities singing about it.
Yeah.
He caught some flack talking about No Possessions being a, super wealthy rock star, talking about some of the
Yeah.
things that he talked about. And he caught some
Well,
flack in some of it, but yeah, there is sometimes a tone deafness that happens.
yeah, his the
You
big
got
thing,
Yoko there with you.
the big thing now is that it's the it's a communist thing. That's why I keep making that joke.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the ideal
yeah,
world is communism
yeah,
because it's the brotherhood of men, no possession, and it's like, dude, people do try that and they're suffering from it.
yeah.
So, um, but
But to be fair, even in communism, you can't have possessions, but the government gets all the
the
possession,
wealthy can.
right?
Yeah, they manage it.
So yeah. So in his world, it's not what his song is obviously not communism.
Yes.
It's close to it because of some of the things, but obviously in communism, there's still possessions. Um,
Yes.
but
Well, that's
it's so it's, you know,
this song to me
and I know
feels like
you weren't saying that it is about communism.
yeah.
It's very
No.
close to it, and he
Yes,
even admitted that it's very close to communism. So
I joke about that all the time because I think that's a really funny argument to this
yeah,
song. But this song feels like when people say, I think I've said it before too, is communist or communism is perfect in theory, but it can never work in reality. Like the idea of like
yeah,
in theory, no one needing anything, everyone is equal, no one like nothing directly sets people apart. Like that is a great theory if it could
yeah.
work perfectly,
And then humans get involved.
but we don't do that.
Yeah,
So this song feels like someone trying to convince someone that's like, no, communism works in theory. It's
yeah.
great in theory. So just
And then
like give it a chance in theory.
and then you get people involved, and it goes back to The Last Resort from the Eagles. We hit
Oh yeah.
paradise and we mess it up because
It's our favorite thing to
humans are
do.
good at it.
It's our favorite thing to
Um,
do.
so my best beat, I'm going to introduce a new song. It is the opening 20 seconds ish of It's So Hard. So it's got a
Mm.
bluesy rock and beat, and you're sitting there like, okay, that's nice. And then you get the saxophone that comes in, and you're like, ooh, you were talking last week about the angry face. Like, oh yeah, like I like that. And I like, and I think you do too. I like whenever you've got something going and you like it, and then all of a sudden they put something in unexpected that makes it even better. And you're like, oh man, yeah, that's good. So, opening 20 or so seconds of It's So Hard. And the other thing that's neat about it is in my mind, as the saxophone was playing, and it's like this opening little saxophone solo, and in my head it's going, and I keep it going, and it does seem to cut off abruptly to where I'm like, oh, that's even interesting the way it just cuts off all of a sudden.
Yeah.
um but all right, so ratings, would you rate it?
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Objective?
Yeah, I was wondering how in full disclosure, a lot of times we don't talk about this, but every once in a while we'll run across something that we have discussed your dislike for Imagine the song before.
Yes.
So I knew going into this that you weren't a real fan of the song. So I was wondering if the rest of the album would um
Yeah.
you know
So
how
to
the rest of
speak
the album would
that,
fare.
yeah,
So
to speak to that before,
personal
I
and objective.
to speak to that
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
I did enjoy some of the songs more than I was expecting. I'll admit to that.
yeah.
There were a few songs that like I would listen to again and enjoy them and be able to like get past that. It's just still not like in the realm of um the Beatles. And we talked about it a little bit. You get parts of the Beatles where you get to see each of their like individual styles and where they thrive. And mine tended to fall to Harrison and McCartney. Those would be the two that like
Yeah,
I could pick out and be like, I like those ones. They specifically Harrison, just his guitar. I liked his
yeah,
rockier side of things. And then it was just the one that always kind of fell behind for me. And also, uh, from reading things and watching things and all of that, I just don't like him. So like that has an effect on how I listen to his music. I'll admit to that.
yeah,
But I can separate art from artists when it's stuff like that where it's not like major detrimental to his character. It's just a personal choice.
yeah,
So I gave it a fair listen. I gave it time. I liked some of the songs, and I'll admit to that. Didn't like some of the songs because I didn't like the songs, not because I have like this deep-seated hatred in me. It's not that deep. I will say though, I think it's one of the weaker albums we've listened to. Um, for Iconic, I think the song that really pushes it through as like an iconic album that you have to listen to is Imagine. And I think this is one of the albums where you could take the song Imagine, and that's the most iconic part about it. The rest of the album is just kind of, like you said, the Beatles. It's not life-changing, or it's not very, other than some of the political takes, it's not very sharp edge or cutting edge styles or music. It's what you know.
yeah,
Um, so for objective, I put it as a 7. which is low. I think it's really good quality. It's just when you're comparing it to a lot of these albums that we've listened to thus far, they're like challenging the status quo. They're redefining music for their time. They're like talking about cutting edge things that like we don't talk about. And this had a little bit of it, but other than Imagine, like I said, it wasn't that cutting edge. It wasn't that different. Personal rating, I put it as a 4. That's about how many songs I liked on the album. So,
Okay. 4 out of 10. That makes 10 songs. You like four of them. Okay.
so
That makes sense. I can see that. So yeah, that puts it down there pretty far.
yeah, this one just had an easier rating system because there was.
Right there with the Doors. Um,
Mm,
so my personal rating was a 6. And again, I you know that there were I probably did like more of the songs than you did. But it just you know wasn't my favorite. And I'm even last week, like I'm not a huge Beatles fanatic.
yeah.
And so when you take away 3/4 of the Beatles and replace it with Yoko Ono, like it can't be as good. Um, and like you said, I think even in the musical realm, I would tend to lean more to where you were with. I mean, and there's a lot of McCartney's solo stuff that I'm not a fan of either. So it's like, and I said it at the beginning, like the Beatles were better together than they were
Yeah.
individually. Now, were they good individually? Yes, they were, but not near as good as they were together. Objectively, an 8, so just a little bit higher than yours. Just again, the like it critically, it did have some good reception. It is still lyrically covers a wide range, musically covers a wide range of different things in there. So objectively, I can still rate it fairly high, but still not not near as what it was with the Beatles.
Yeah.
Um, so there we go. Um, and I also wonder, you know, again, going off this mysterious poster, if you have Lennon before the Beatles in there, would it have made any of a difference? Or if there was a bigger gap between listening to the Beatles and then a John Lennon album, if that would have made any difference, I don't know. But just so close to listening to Abbey Road, which again, like one of the best Beatles albums, one of the best
Yeah.
albums, especially rock albums all time. Like not just a rock album, like
Yeah.
all time albums. Like we listened to that 2 weeks ago, the Eagles and then John Lennon. And so like
Yeah.
it may be a little unfair to this album that we did listen to it so close, but again, what are you gonna do? That's showbiz.
That's showbiz, baby. Get used to it. We're all about showbiz here at Barber
Yeah, the
Cuts.
show goes on. All right, so song of the week. Boop-a-doo. What is your song of the week?
My song of the week is Black Hole Sun in honor of Soundgarden being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Rock and Roll Hall of
shout out
Fame.
to the White Stripes too. We've got a White
Yes.
Stripes episode that you should go listen to in honor of them. And I will swear up and down that when we went to Nashville,
Nashville.
um, yeah, we went, and I guess it was Monday, so like 2 weeks ago. Um, We went to the Cheesecake Factory, and I swear I sat across
Y'all went
from
to the
Jack.
Cheesecake Factory?
Oh, you
That's where
just
you
now
saw him?
figuring it? Yeah, I swear I saw Jack
What?
White.
This is this is how my family
I
treats me,
will,
everyone. Let it be known.
I will die on that sword that I saw Jack White. So, Jack White, if you're listening, ha ha ha. But if you're listening and you were in Cheesecake Factory, you know, leave us a comment. That'd be awesome. So sorry,
Um,
slight tangent there.
yeah.
Black Hole
Some
Sun by
something
Soundgarden.
that something people may not know. Chris Cornell, special place in my heart. I'm sad. Uh, he is a great vocalist. I think he's one of the best, if not the best vocalist. And I mean, just incredible. The groups he was in, the solo career he had, just incredible. And the impact he had on grunge,
Yeah,
just incredible in so many different ways. Um, and Soundgarden Black Hole Sun is obviously one of the most well-known ones.
yep,
So just really happy for them. Happy that they're getting recognized. I wish he was here to see it and
yeah,
see all the love that he has
yep,
coming at him. And the tribute was just really pretty and sweet. They performed and honored Chris Cornell in their performance, and it was just very sweet. So in honor of that and in celebration of that well-deserved recognition, that was my song of the week.
excellent. So my song of the week, again, from the 80s,
Oh,
is Patience by Guns N' Roses.
that yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. So, and it was actually, though, inspired by John Lennon. So, in the middle of Jealous Guy, there is a part where all of a sudden, he breaks out in a whistling tune. And it made me think of this song. And, later I was like, there's not too many songs that have whistling. And Dock of the Bay came to mind fairly quickly. So that gives you a little bit of my musical taste that Guns N' Roses popped in my head sooner than Otis Redding. But say what you will about that. I'm okay with my choice. But this is a single from 1988 album Lies. It's a acoustic song, and it starts off with the famous whistling there. But it's a ballad from what would normally have been considered a rocking hair band, glam band. I don't know what you would want to call them.
I
But
don't know what
this
they would
was,
want to call them.
yeah, I don't know. This is definitely a shift from their normal sound. And most people generally accept it to be about the relationship between Axl Rose and his wife. And since you mentioned it, I also had a note. Chris Cornell has a very good version of a cover of this song that was, I believe it was released posthumously, but it's a very good version, Patience. So while you're at it, since Riley brought up Soundgarden and Chris Cornell, go listen to both versions.
Yeah.
The original Guns N' Roses and the cover by Chris Cornell.
One thing about Chris Cornell is that man can do
Yep.
a cover.
Yeah. It's got a Thank You by Zeppelin version, a cover that is really, really good.
Billie Jean.
Billie Jean is really, really good.
I think that Billie Jean cover is the best cover of all time.
Yeah. Um,
Not of Billie Jean. I think the best cover.
yeah. Like I
And that's when Hurt by Johnny Cash exists, everyone. Let that
yeah.
be known.
Well, Johnny, I mean, he's the original singer of that one. Um,
Stop, no, he's
oh,
not, and you
that's
know
right.
that.
Sarcasm does not work on audio, does it?
You gotta be careful.
A wise man once said,
You
sarcasm
gotta be
doesn't work on
on
audio
that
that well.
on that take, you gotta be careful. They're about to come for you.
Um,
Our seven fans.
yeah, yeah. Um, no, the speaking of hurt, though, if you've never heard the original by Nine Inch Nails, go listen to that
It's
song,
good.
go listen to that album. That's a really,
Except for
unless if you're in a depressed mood, um, like that's
won't
probably
help.
not the best album for you to listen to, because it,
Or
it is like downward spiral. That's another we talked about. It's a tangent here. Concept albums. That is a concept album, downward spiral. Um, but it's a really good one.
except also maybe skip Animal or whatever that song is. Pig,
Yeah,
Animal,
if you're lyrically
Around Anyone.
sensitive, yeah, there's a couple of those you may want to skip or be prepared. Um, we'll give you
Just listen to
fair
it on
warning.
headphones
Yeah,
and listen to it by yourself.
fair warning from our family friendly podcast thus
And
far.
also,
I know
which,
we're gonna have some issues ourselves with some of the albums that I've seen coming up, but
yeah,
we'll have to figure that
which
out when we
reminds
get
me
there.
of a story, really quick one.
Yeah.
This is a PSA to all my lyric people out there. If you at any point are not paying attention to your lyrics, be careful before telling someone you like a song. Because one of the most traumatizing memories that sticks with me, and I'm not even sure you'll remember this or understand why this is like haunts me, is when we still bought songs on iTunes, right?
Hmm.
This is the age we were at. I was in like second or third grade. I bought three songs on iTunes that I loved, and I don't think I got them approved by y'all before I got them. Okay.
Uh-oh.
And I confessed in the Qdoba parking lot that this was one of my favorite
Ooh,
songs. And I
Qdoba
played it. I played it, and it was the song Whistle.
whistle.
Yep. Can
I don't know if I
you
remember
blow
that one.
my whistle, baby?
Oh,
And I was told that I was not allowed to listen to that song anymore.
so there you go.
Oh, fun story.
Parenting 101.
Story for everyone out there. Be very aware before you tell your parents you like a song. Think about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, well, there we go. So where are we at now? Next album, right?
yeah,
Boop, boop, ba doo,
that was sad.
boop, ba doo.
Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder.
Oh, okay. I like Stevie Wonder.
That was my impression.
Riley's doing, that's just wrong.
No, he shakes his head a lot.
He does
That's what I was
to
doing.
keep the beat and all the,
Yeah,
I
while
mean,
playing piano.
to
Am I gonna
not
get canceled?
to not be able to see and play an instrument as well, like that's impressive. So,
Yeah,
songs
shut up.
in the Key of Life. This is another that's very highly rated. Um,
Yes.
like if I'm not mistaken, top five maybe in most critics lists. Like Marvin Gaye was up there as number one, two, three. Like Abbey Road's up there. I think this is another one that's up there for
I'm
most everybody
excited.
that you'll see. So, yeah, should be a good one.
I've heard the name a lot, but I've never listened to, I think, any Stevie Wonder, like of my own
Yeah,
accord. So,
yeah. Well, there we go. So Stevie Wonder is on deck. Start listening to it with us. And until, no, before next time, we've got to mention Instagram, X, Facebook, and YouTube. And Barber Cuts Pod is the name. barbercutspod at gmail.com. You can email us comments as well. And one day we'll post again.
yeah, hopefully this week. School
Yeah.
is a thing.
Oh well. Womp womp
We'll get
womp.
there. And oh boy, will the return be glorious.
Yeah. She just, Reliant K. And in Riley's opinion, nothing else gets as good as that. So we're done.
True. Not true.
But anyway, until next time, I'm Todd.
And I'm Riley, and this has been another episode of Barber
Cuts.